Good morning. This is Silver Joyner, and thank you for coming to listen to my show today. Today is Thursday. It's January the 11th, and hopefully we get some good conversation started up. One thing I want to vent for a minute. I lost my job, thinking that I lost my job because I have put in a proposal for this company to sponsor me for my TV show. And you guys know that I'm trying to start up, but come to find out on a mistake that I end up talking to the HR of the company, and that's not the case. HR did not, the company did not let me go. Come to find out, the temp service took my job and gave it to a Mexican. They didn't even know nothing about it. So I'm investigating that, of course. So anyway, right now I'm without a job, so that's why I'm here in the morning time, and I can do a little bit of the show. So I'm doing like practice test things with the show. I can't a lot of things that I'm supposed to do, like the cooking and the newlywed with the games and some a lot of stuff things that I want to do with the show I can't do because I'm not equipped with everything yet about the show. Um, so I'm just doing little skits here and there, talking a little bit with you guys, and and kind of give y'all kind of an idea of what I would be doing. But actually, I'll have a whole studio and audience and people like that. So I am looking for a sponsor to sponsor my show so I can get started with it. I really want to do the cooking part. Like that's like the most thing I want to do is the cooking. So hopefully, but I am going to get my backdrop hopefully this weekend because I was actually holding off on getting it. This is in case I would have got the contract with the company to sponsor my TV show. I was going to, put them down as my sponsor. But that's, I guess, not going to happen. But that's cool and okay. But now I'm thinking, like, okay, so since y'all let my job go, I can get my unemployment and just work on writing and working on this TV show and trying to get my stuff together. So I'm not hating about it, but I do want to know information about what happened with my job. So I think it was unfair for them to do that and then try to put it on the company that made me think that the company was letting me go, but it was not. That's not the case. But anyway, let's talk about the circle of life. And I was talking about like when I was pregnant with my last child, my daughter, Kamara. I talked to her a lot while she was in the womb. I read the Bible a lot. While I was carrying her, and this girl came out like so spiritual. Like this little girl would go to the church in the neighborhood and go there. I know they were giving her crackers and juice and stuff, but she was really paying attention. Like, cause she'll come and talk to me, mommy, let me know what she had learned in the church and everything. I'm like, okay, okay, that's nice. God blessed me with the best kids in the world. Thank you, Lord. I've seen some people kids and good Lord, I couldn't deal with it, but my kids are really laid back. They're really cool people. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing and everything. But anyway, so when I was talking about circle of life, I'm talking about how to start communicating with your kids in the womb. And believe it or not, these kids can hear you. They understand. These babies understand. When my kids, all three of my kids, when I delivered my kids, I spanked them at the hospital, and I told them, listen here, I don't want any trouble out of you, and I don't want you getting into trouble, or mommy's gonna spank you. And they were newborns, and guess what? I ain't had no trouble with them. They knew I wasn't playing. But and everybody's like, you spanked your kids when they get the doctor spanked them, so I need to spank them too. To let them know I don't want to deal with their foolishness. I ain't dealing with it. But anyway, anyway, my kids grew up. They were really good kids, and they're very nice human beings today. But Then after you give birth to your children, do you really think, because I'm wondering, like, some of these people that give birth to these kids, they're serial killers, they making bombs in the basement, they robbing people, killing people and stuff. Do you look at your baby when you give birth to your child and say, what is this child going to be growing up? How I want this child to personality, to mold this child into the personality of being a decent human being. So, and I feel like a lot of kids need to learn things from the womb to infancy, to develop these kids. Like, tell you the truth, like, one of the things I would do different with my kids now, if I had kids, I would want my kids to learn different languages as an infant. I would have, if I had the money to have like people to come and speak to them in Spanish, or in Chinese, anything, because kids learn and they pick up that stuff from infancy. I would like my kids to know different languages, you know, and I would actually let them watch different languages on TV as infants and toddlers, so they could learn these different languages. I think it's very important to watch your kids' growth and participate in their learning abilities as they are growing from an infant. I really think that's important. And like today, you have foreigners who know how to speak their language and English. They learn that. So and then I'm thinking of, so when their child turns, I was supposed to have a chart. I was gonna have a chart, a development chart, which I probably still do it. A development chart of what your child should be, in my perspective, should be learning as they're developing and they growing into adulthood. Okay, I think this is something that I believe a lot of African Americans children should um, participate. Their families should participate and stuff like that. Not to say, but like a lot of our kids are in juvenile delinquents. They're going through a lot of troubles in school. I mean, believe it or not, this is what I feel. And a lot of it is because they don't have that development and that parenting skill to teach their kids from infant and being in their life, because you have to put that time in for your kids. Um, oh my God, I do want to be able to go to different centers and stuff and speak out with kids, and I would like to do lockdowns with teenagers and teach them about, you can talk to them about sex, you can talk to them about protecting themselves, when they do decide to think about having sex, so we don't have to have this, break this pattern of kids having kids. You know what I mean? I was one of them, but I had my kid, be honest with you, just to get out my mom's house, because they were strict. You know what I'm saying? I was still a virgin when I had got pregnant. So, but still, like, even with me, if somebody would have said, you know what, you can get out your mom's house without having a baby. You know what I mean? And so it's like talking to kids, and kids, and sometimes the parents, not the ones to talk to them. They should have somebody else to be able to go to, a counselor, or a life coach, to be able to help them get through certain things in life other than their parents. And my time is going out, and I really want to stick to this topic of the circle of life. And um, guess what? This is Silver Joiner, and it's time for me to say I'm out.